Okay, so could you start by telling everyone your name and how old you are?
I'm Felix, I'm 17 and I'm from Austria.
Great. And what have you been studying with us while you've been here? So you've been here for 2 weeks. What are your major, minor and elective options?
I had critical thinking as a major, and then cancer from mutation to cure as a minor, and public speaking and debate as an elective.
Okay, and what were your overall impressions of those classes? That's quite a broad range of subjects.
Well, first off, I really loved the teachers. They were all different, but everyone was like really intelligent, knew about the subject, and I learned a lot from them. Normally, you don't have classes like critical thinking. That was something completely new to me, but I learned. He was really intelligent and taught me a lot of things. And in cancer, I studied so much material, I think, in a half, or maybe in the last school year in biology, I didn't do so much like in this week. And public speaking and debate was like a completely new experience. I never had like a formal debate with anyone, and I really liked it. It's a really new experience for me.
So would you say that you talked about new experiences, do you think they were more challenging experiences than what you're used to in your classes at home?
Oh, definitely. And because the classes were like, in cancer class, for example, we were 2 students and 1 teacher. So she had a lot of time to, we could ask questions and she would answer in detail and with complex things, and would always be helpful and explain. Same in critical thinking, we are only 6 people in class, and we had very good arguments and discussions about different topics. So in class at home, it was someone would lecture you and you would just listen, and then you would do a test or something akin to that. But here it was more like really discussions, more like on the same level. Teacher would lecture something, and then the students would discuss about it with the teacher together. So it was a very interesting experience.
Student-led learning, that's what we like
exactly,
to do.
Yeah.
And so you come into contact with quite a few students, because 6 students for critical thinking, that's the maximum class size.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking this is your first time in the UK, or certainly your first time learning in a foreign language?
Yes, this is my first time that I went alone to a foreign country with a foreign language, so it was quite an experience for me. Like, I didn't know what I would find here, but I was really impressed. Everything went perfectly fine. I'm a bit paranoid, for example, with plane, if I would arrive on time, but everything worked out perfectly, and everyone here was so helpful. It's like you felt at home immediately.
Okay, so you took when you say that everyone was helpful, who are you talking about there?
I'm talking about literally everyone. Like the staff, of course, were the ones who told you everything. You could come and ask any question you could think of, or with any problem. But also the other students were like, we were immediately having conversations, and everyone was really friendly and open and to new ideas. We had quite a lot of interesting discussions also with the students here, with the other ones.
Do you feel like you've learned a lot from one another? I think there's about 15 different nationalities. So.
Exactly, that's another point. We were like from all over the world, literally. And I think everyone brought a bit of culture with them and a bit of language. I heard everyone was like learning different languages, bits and pieces of other things, but also about religions and cultures, what I never heard before or thought about before, actually.
So it's kind of opened your eyes up, not just in the classroom, but outside the
exactly,
classroom
like
well.
There's a constant learning experience, you could say.
And what about outside of the classroom, the kind of fun activities we've been having with you, the program events activities, the excursions, how have you found them?
Well, I have to say, the classes were fun for me too.
Yes,
so it's not like you were sitting there thinking, when is it finished? Yeah. Actually, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But I also like the ends activities, because they're like, you didn't do like the regular stuff that everyone did. But for example, the first day we all met together in the big room downstairs, and we were just left alone there, and then everyone started talking and talking about where they came from and how long they've been here and what their classes they were going to take. And other activities, for example, if I had to choose a favorite one, I would say it was the ghost tour, and that was really cool because I sometimes do little tours for friends and families at my hometown, so I could kind of relate to him. And he was like showing us around, doing cool tricks, but also telling history stories. Like I felt kind of just wanted to do the same stuff. Like.
So you saw a different side of Oxford in the ghost tour.
Exactly.
You heard about its kind of grim past.
Exactly, like a few stories of people who vanished, or other things. But no trouble. It was hundreds of years ago.
And so for the last 2 weeks, you've been staying in a college, one of the Oxford colleges, St Edmund Hall. It's one of the oldest colleges.
Mm-hmm.
What's that experience been like, just being surrounded by all of this history?
Well, for me, Oxford was like in itself was a really cool, but also like old experience. Everywhere where you look, there are old buildings with, for example, all the faces on the walls.
Gargoyles, yeah.
Exactly. And for me, that my home city there are a few old buildings, but everything else is new. Here it's the other way around. Here are only old buildings, but very beautiful buildings, and a few new ones. And in the college specifically, I really liked it. It's like it has the flair of a really old building, but it's still modernized with Wi-Fi and hot showers and other stuff that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked it.
So life in college has been good. What's the food like?
Oh, I love the food. It's like for me, it's one of the most important things to have good food. But really, like, we could eat as much as we wanted. It was always like buffet-like, and the breakfast was like the baked beans that are famous for Great Britain, and egg and bacon and other good stuff. And in the evening, we always had completely different things. Like everything changed.
Yeah,
and
lots of variety.
But I liked everything of it. Like
excellent. So it sounds like you've had a really good time. If you could pick one experience that really stands out, what would that be?
Well, for me, I would have to say the debate, because I really didn't do anything like that before. It was something completely new. At the beginning of the class, we chose a topic, and our case that was is active euthanasia justified in all cases. So a really political, deep and interesting topic. And then we split up into two groups, and one group was the proposition and was defending this statement. Mm-hmm. And the other one, I was part of the opposition, and we tried to attack this statement and prove it wrong. And we had almost 2 weeks to prepare ourselves with different information, and we had team discussions, and then we had this big debate that was like really great experience, like first speaking in front of all the others, and then the discussion itself. So that was something completely new for me.
Excellent. And if you could describe the course in 3 words?
It was new, definitely. It was very exciting, and I would have to say like something intelligent, because the courses were like everyone here was really clever and interested in what we did and what we learned, and the teachers, of course, were like really intelligent. So
good experience all around.
A really good experience. Like I'm thinking about coming next year too.
We'd love to have you back. Thank you very much, Felix.